What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the show. Today, we've got a new piece of equipment in the studio to mess with. It's my first professional upgrade of audio in a decade. So we're going to see how it sounds. We're going to mess with its settings. We're going to move the boom mic around, and we're going to see what it's like to have a real modern microphone. But in addition, it's the end of the week. It's time for some fun gameplay with Stalker 2, the return of fighting games tonight with Friday Night Fights. I also want to talk about YouTube's ridiculous practice when it comes to publishing videos, because I made a nice highlight last night that literally no one watched because of the way that YouTube publishes stuff to inboxes, and it's kind of upsetting because I put effort into it. So we'll talk about all of this and more on today's week-ending episode of the Level 1 Podcast.
Get ready for some meaningful content, because the king is back, the king of the live stream, the king is back. Woo!
Alrighty, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the show. It is Friday, the 27th of December, 2024. I'm DSP, and obviously, we can all see the new thing in the room. Today, I have a professional grade microphone, the likes of which I haven't, really looked into in over 10 years. It was 2014 when I moved here to Washington State from Connecticut. And back then, when I was in Connecticut, I was only using USB microphones that were very basic, sitting on a table in front of me and the like. And when I moved out here, I wanted to be more professional. I listened to my viewers who were like, you got to get a preamp and you got to get an XLR mic and you got to do this and you got to do that. Admittedly, back then I knew way less about any of this stuff than I do today. I didn't use filters. I didn't mess with it at all. I just kind of let it sit there plugged in, and sometimes it sounded great and sometimes it sounded awful. So, obviously, quite a lot has changed in the last decade when it comes to people podcasting and broadcasting and recording, you know what I'm saying? And it left me behind. It really did. I just stayed with the same equipment because I felt, I don't need upgrades or whatever. In some cases, that is true. For example, my preamp here, all right, which is basically the Focusrite Scarlett 2i or something like that. It's 10 years old, but in the last decade, preamps haven't really changed that much. The newest version of this preamp is pretty much exactly the same as what I have now. It has very minor changes or improvements. So looking at that, I'm like, I don't ever need to really, upgrade that as long as it's working. Just keep the same preamp. And that, if you don't know, a preamp is what these microphones plug into and converts the signal into something that's USB that you could use with your computer. But when it comes to microphones, no exaggeration, in the last decade, they have improved greatly. Okay? My last microphone, which was an Audio-Technica, was great for the time, but it's the style of mic, and I don't remember what they call it. It's a cardioid. No, because cardioid, it's different. There's different, I think it's called condenser mic. That's exactly what I was trying to think in my head. Condenser mic. A condenser microphone works well when you are facing the front of it. And that's about it. You need to be facing the front of it in order for it to work well. So as long as it's directly in front of me, it's great. The problem being, now with my setup changing, I don't want to have a microphone directly in front of me. What if I want to use a nice special effect like this, and if the microphone's in front of me, now it's blocking the shot? Or, in the case of when I was gaming, it was actually blocking my arms, and it was having my arms completely disappear, or right here it would cut off, right? So, you want to have something that's not going to have to get in the way. The vast majority of podcasters, broadcasters, and content creators today use a microphone that they aim from a direction, usually from up above them, and they use a boom arm to do so. I haven't had that available set up because I didn't have the room, I didn't have the means to do it. Finally now, this, fall, with me doing all these major upgrades, I now have the ability to do it. And now today, for the first time in the greater part of a decade, I have a new microphone that is professional grade. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about it. It is not what you think, because some people are thinking I bought the like top of the line microphone. I did not. So yesterday we were talking about mics, and people had different opinions. Some were like, "Oh, the EV is the best one. The Shure is the best one. You should buy this one. You should buy that one." And people were throwing all this information at me. Well, all the information that was being thrown at me was basically like the most high-end possible mic. The most high-end mics, no exaggeration, cost around $400+. All right. Do I think I'm going to get the use out of those microphones for that premium price? No, not really. Those microphones are basically for like voice actors, singers, and performers who want to get the absolute best audio out of that mic, like audiophile level. You know, if you're going to be hitting high highs and low lows and all this stuff, then you want one of those mics. Even for like a podcaster, they're too good. And it's funny because someone's like, well, Joe Rogan uses them. Oh, Joe Rogan, the multimillionaire? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just said buy the best. He doesn't really need it. He just said buy the best because he can afford it, right? In my case, I don't need that, okay? So what I did is I looked into it last night, and I was trying to find a microphone that's much better than what I have, but isn't going to break the bank, isn't going to be me paying an over-the-top premium for something I'm not going to use. And I was also looking for one that had a nice feature, okay? Well, of course, like everything, buying stuff online is hit or miss. All right, first of all, let me show you what I got. The Shure M7V Plus podcast microphone. Works with both XLR, which is the standard microphone technology that everyone has been using for ages. By the way, I just noticed that the box was dented when it arrived. That's nice. Good thing that it had good packing. Or it also uses USB-C. So you can use either or, okay? Me doing research yesterday, I looked into it at the different quality of the different microphones. This is actually very similar to the top of the line Shure mic. The top of the line one, I think it's called like the S7BD or something like that. And basically, it's just like so minor of an improvement. Looking at the stats and the way that it picks up the sound, I'm not going to really benefit from paying the extra $150+. You know, it's more than half the cost of this. This microphone is just over like $240, okay? I'm not going to benefit from paying $400 for a microphone. I'm not going to get anything better out of it. I'm not a singer. I'm not a voice acting performer. I don't need it. All right. So I looked into this one. And the reason that I got it, it was twofold. Number one, because it is this type of mic that points at you, which is what I want. At this point, I just want the mic to point at me, and then it's going to pick up the best audio. As you can hear right now, it sounds pretty good, doesn't it? And by the way, do you hear the bass in my voice? This microphone, as long as it's relatively close to me, will pick up a lot of the bass in my voice, which the other microphone was only doing when it was like dead center in front and stuff like that. This one is going to pick it up much nicer because it's directionally pointed at me. It's going to get those inflections of bass and everything in my voice. But here's the other very nice feature of this microphone, which I think you guys are going to enjoy. All right. Just listen to this. Ooh, ha, 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 ha. Oh! So I know that that was a little variety of sound effects. But did you notice something in that variety of sound effects? Did you notice that nothing dropped off? Did you notice that you could hear the high highs and you could hear the claps? Did you notice that absolutely nothing is cutting off or dropping? This microphone should not cut off or drop any range of sounds. It's built to actually be able to cover those sounds, okay? Lucky Gremlin, if you say it sounds the same to you again, I'm just going to remove you from chat because I've already tested this and it's concretely different. And I've had enough of people being negative every day and you're one of them. So just stop right now. This microphone is significantly better than the one that I had previously. Okay, you can actually hear the laughing. You can hear the high tones. It's not cutting off and muting like the old mic used to do. The problem was with the old mic, it couldn't handle the extremes. It was either one way or the other. So this one can handle the extremes and adjust them. Okay, that's what's good about the mic. So this will actually sound more similar to the previous mic levels that I had. Only difference is now it won't blow your ears out. This is what I wanted to do when I put all the filters on the microphone earlier in the year, but it didn't really work. The filters basically muffled too much. Well, now this microphone is working well. And the thing is, I still have the filters on it. Here's what happened, okay? Let me tell you the whole story from start to finish of getting this working this morning. So, I unbox it, and it has a USB cable in it. I'm like, well, I don't want to use it with USB. I want to use it with my existing preamp. Well, I have to use the XLR cable then. So, I just unplugged the XLR cable from my previous microphone, and I go to unscrew my previous microphone, and guess what? I can't get it off the boom mic stand because the metal rod that it attaches to rotates. So if I'm trying to unscrew it, the entire rod is rotating. So I'm like, I have to get a wrench to hold this thing in place so I can detach the old one. So I had to run to the garage and grab a wrench to do that. Unplug the XLR from that, screwed this guy in. I immediately noticed that this guy is heavier than my previous mic by a lot, actually. It actually has much more in it, I guess. So then I tightened everything super tight so it wouldn't sag. I tried to position it well, and I got it all set up. And immediately I noticed it wasn't working. So FYI, let me show you something. I want you to take a look at that microphone. Do you see something on it? I know this is silly. You're going to say, oh, there's a light on it. Yeah. So this microphone is supposed to have touch to activate and touch to mute. I was like, oh, that's a nice feature. So when I'm using it, and let's say that I want to stop talking for a second, I'm going to sneeze, or I'm going to cough, or I'm going on a break. Okay, guys, I'll be right back. And then I should be able to walk out of the room, and you can't hear me. Except I plugged it in, I'm looking at it, I'm like, the light's not turning on. And then I looked over at my preamp, and it wasn't even blinking, as if it was receiving sound. And I'm like, uh-oh, what's going on here? So I basically started to look all around. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So I'm like, tell me this is at least working. Please tell me this is at least working. And I went over to it's the Scarlett, Focusrite Scarlett. And I started touching the knob. That's the sensitivity knob. And I turned it a little bit all the way to the right, and I talked, and all of a sudden it like lit up like a Christmas tree. I was like, okay, it is working. The only problem was this microphone is actually less sensitive than my old one. It requires more open sensitivity to actually get the audio. So I was like, oh, I have to open it up. So I adjusted it back and forth a little bit to get it to the point where it seems like it's working just as well as the old mic, as, you know, with the sensitivity settings and receiving audio and stuff. So I got that working. I'm like, okay, so it's working with the preamp. But what's going on with the mic? The light's not on. I'm touching it. Nothing's happening. It doesn't seem to have any effect. So I open up. I start reading the instructions, right? It says, oh, yeah, this mic has functionality with both USB and XLR. Oh, by the way, if you want to use it just with XLR, it has absolutely none of the features. None of the features. No touching. No light adjustment to tell you what mode you're on. Absolutely nothing. Like literally nothing. Okay? What the hell? This is absolutely ridiculous. So I have to be using it USB only in order to get the features out of it. Well, that sucks, because here's the thing. I could use it USB. I have a USB 3.0 port open right now, but then I can't use my preamp. So if I don't use the preamp, the audio levels are going to sound completely different. I'm not going to have the adjustability that I want, you know? So basically what would happen is if I don't use my preamp, I'm forced to use the software that the microphone comes with. Now, I'm not saying that the software is bad. It's a name brand. Sure, that's a name brand for microphone. But do I really want to have to rely on that software being fully compatible with OBS and everything working properly? Do I want to learn a whole new suite of software to use this microphone? Not right now, okay? So I'm not saying that eventually I may not use USB 3.0. It's just going to be frustrating because the cord they give you isn't long. The cord they give you is very short. So how am I supposed to have a USB 3.0 cord going from this all the way down this boom arm, all the way down the side of my desk, all the way across my floor, all the way to the PC over there? I'm going to have to buy extension cables and everything for the thing, you know? So it is pretty frustrating. I wish that it was more clear. Like, no lie, nowhere online does it actually say that if you use this microphone with XLR, you get no features. It says the opposite. Like, it says, oh, fully compatible with XLR. Then why don't you say that the features don't work? Why do I have to buy it, open it, and read the instruction paper inside to find out that it's a half-featured mic using XLR? That's pretty dumb. Because, you know, like I said, I paid just under $250 for it, but that's because it has features. It has the touch. It has all these features. And now I can't use them, okay? So I'll have to look into that. Right now, I just wanted it to work immediately. So I'm using XLR, and I'm using it with my Focusrite preamp, okay? So I then went into OBS, and I wanted to do a couple demos. So first, I turned off all of my filters, every single filter off, okay? And when I did that, and I recorded, the volume was very low. And I was like, oh, that's not good. I wonder why the volume is so low. So then I went, and I turned on all the filters that I had previously used with my other mic, and I did a demo recording, and it actually was working really good. But I was like, it sounds just slightly low, so let me up the gain. So then I upped the gain. It was at 8. I upped it to 11, and I hit record, and now it sounds good. And that's when I started doing the testing of me laughing like, and stuff like that. And as you can hear, it doesn't drop off. It doesn't cut off any sounds like it used to. That was the major problem with my mic earlier in the year when I put these filters on. It was cutting all this stuff off, okay? And now it won't anymore, hopefully. So that's the big improvement. Now, the other improvement, of course, is it's pointing at me, so it's very maneuverable, unlike the other mic where I had to have the certain side of the mic kind of aiming at me, and I needed to have a special pop guard on it and all of that. This one already has the built-in filter on it. As you can see, it has that guard on it. You don't need like an additional guard to use this style of microphone. And it's very easy to maneuver with a boom arm. So this is going to be easier to use with a boom arm, adjusting the angles or whatever to get it to sound good. Like, actually, when I was about to start today's podcast, all right, I was actually going to have the desk over there, and I had the boom arm stretched all the way out to reach me. And I was like, oh, wait a minute, I want to play you guys a video. So if I want to play you a video, well, obviously what I need to do then is I need to have the boom arm in a different position. So I moved the desk over, I readjusted the boom arm, and it works fine. As you can see, it's pointed at me. It's not in my face, but it's at a good angle to reach me, and you can hear it well, you know? Now, could it be a little better? Yeah, for example, let me show you. So now it's literally right in my face. And as you can probably hear, it sounds a little better. It'll catch my bass even better. But I would need to have the mic like right there in my face to get the optimal audio. Do we really want me eating the mic? Probably not. Okay. So it's all depends, you know, depending on the situation or what I'm doing, I could have it closer. Maybe, for example, if I'm going to be doing an interview, maybe I actually want the microphone closer, you know, because then it doesn't really care. You're not looking at the visuals of the interview as much, right? But for the most part, I think it's probably going to be like this. Slightly more back, slightly angled, right? Just to kind of be there at the right angle of the camera or whatever. And I think this is going to be like the optimal kind of situation. Okay. And the good thing is, again, when you're using effects, it completely erases the microphone. Now, look, I'm fully on camera. And so when I'm playing games particularly, for example, when I'm doing this, the microphone is completely off camera now. And of course, I'll aim it a little better. But as you can see, this is it. This is me playing right now. And as you can see, it's fine. You know, the microphone is not in the shot whatsoever, but we're still getting good audio, right? So there you go. Now, let's do a test. All right, we're going to do a test right now of the sensitivity. This should be fine because I'm using the same exact filters that I was using previously, okay? So what I want to do, I want to watch this video with you guys. This is me yesterday playing Call of Duty Black Ops 6, okay? Now, on keyboard and mouse, going on a tear using just the knife, all right? So what I should probably do here is, I'll probably just play the video and I'll turn myself off so you don't actually see me here on the screen. That way, you can actually watch the raw video. So I'm going to leave the microphone on. And what I want to do as a test live is see if this microphone picks up the ambient noise of the video. Okay? So let's do a test right now. It's only 3 minutes. Let's watch this together. Okay? All right, let's go. Here we go.
A.
I'm taking this one.
Alpha secure.
That was a good kill.
We've claimed the advantage. Now hold it.
That was a good kill.
Securing B.
Good kill. That was a good kill.
Bringing in recon.
Taking C.
That was a good kill.
Losing A.
Requesting recon.
That was a good kill. Damn, double rocket kill! Double rocket kill!
Losing B.
So I'm still here, guys, but I was being quiet to test the microphone. Here, I'll turn my camera back on now. I was being quiet to test the microphone. It is not picking up anything from the TV at all. It is dead silent. So this is excellent. What this means is I should be able to gain and it won't echo. I think it's a successful test, especially a game like this that's loud and it's not doing it. So I think we're good in this regard. It seems to be working well. The one thing I'm fighting though is, did you see it's cutting off my nose? My AI, effects seem to be cutting off my nose there as I was playing, right? So that's perfect. No echo whatsoever. And it's great. So there's two reasons why we were watching this clip. The first is obviously the mic test, but the other is that I wanted to let you know that I made this video. Now, let's talk a little bit about that, okay? Let's go back to the podcast now. So you might be wondering, why is Phil showing us this video? Well, the reason I'm showing you that video is because every day, or at least almost every day, it's not exactly every day, but almost every day, what I try to do is to highlight some of the more notable things that happened during the content of that day here on the channel, whether it's a highlight of a notable segment here during the podcast, whether it's a gameplay highlight like I just did there. And what I'm trying to do is get better at video editing. So I'm using effects, I'm zooming in on myself, I'm trying to learn how to do all of this stuff, okay? Well, normally here's what I do. I'll edit the video, I'll upload it, and then I'll have it publish overnight at a certain time. You can actually schedule videos to go live on YouTube and publish into people's inboxes at a certain time. And then that way you don't flood their inbox. For example, last night, I was already uploading 2 parts of Indiana Jones, and I was uploading the Daily Wrap. So obviously, I don't want to have my highlight video of some of the best stuff of the day to show up at the same time as that, because then everything hits everyone's inbox at once and it gets flooded and everyone's like, oh, that's too much content. Now I'm overloaded or whatever, and then they don't check it out. Well, guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to set it up to publish overnight. So here's what happened with said video. It went live right in the middle of the other videos uploading. So basically, it was like that video and the daily wrap went live at exactly the same time. And then within an hour, the 2 other Indiana Jones videos went live. So what happened? I'll tell you what happened. No one watched the highlight video. And that upsets me. Why? Because I think it's a good video. It's a bunch of excellent knife kills. It's kind of funny to see me get double kills with a rocket and stuff like that. And I put effort into editing it. You know, that's something I'm trying to get better at. I'm trying to learn how to do it fast and learn new transitions and learn all these effects and things. And literally, as of today, this morning, the video's been out for about 13, 14 hours, and 200 people have watched it. Obviously doesn't warrant my time to edit it then, does it? But that's not your fault at all. That's stupid YouTube, because here's what happened. It published, and I said, oh, crap. Obviously, I don't want it to be live now, because if it's live now, no one's going to see it. It's going to be mixed in with the Daily Wrap and the Indiana Jones videos. So then I said it, and I said, let's have it be pushed out and go live around like midnight, okay? So it went live for like 1 minute, and then it got set to private, scheduled it for midnight, and then it went public on midnight. Here's the problem, and here's how dumb YouTube is. Again, book smart versus street smart, and this pisses me off. If a video goes live, and then you set it to private, when you make it public again, no one knows, and it hits absolutely no one's inbox. Do you want to know when I learned about that? 2009. Yes, I'm not kidding you. 2009, I learned about this, and it's 2024. And in 15 years, YouTube didn't fix it. They were just too busy to fix this fatal flaw with their system. How do I know? Because in 2009, I did a special Halloween surprise. Or was it 2010? Actually, I take it back. It was 2010. So it's been 14 years. I played Fahrenheit, also known as Indigo Prophecy. Okay? The reason I played it is because earlier in the year, Heavy Rain had come out, and people loved my playthrough of Heavy Rain. And I said, oh, I'll play their predecessor game, but this is going to be my Halloween special for 2010. So I had filmed the entire playthrough early. The entirety of it. I did this big montage trailer saying, oh, it's coming on October 31st. Be here. It's going to go live and all of that. So I uploaded the videos, but when I uploaded them, I accidentally had them set to public instead of private. So it already published the videos, and then I made them private and set them to go live on the 31st. When I finally had all the videos go live on the 31st, I'm not exaggerating because back then I had this much attention, probably about 300 to 400 messages of people who wrote me and were leaving comments and were posting on my forums. Where is the videos? We've been waiting. Where is Indigo Prophecy? You promised us a playthrough of Indigo Prophecy on Halloween and we didn't get it. I was like, what are you talking about? The videos are all live right now on the channel. No. What are you talking about? We're subscribed to you and we're checking. There's no videos. What do you mean? So we found out, yeah, if the videos publish early and then you make them private and you set them to go publish again later, they don't publish. They are visible, but people actually have to go seek out and find the videos. None of your subscribers will see the video. So right now I have over 200,000 subs. Out of that, I probably have, let's be honest, 5,000 active viewers. Out of the 5,000 active viewers I have, only 200 people went to YouTube and said, let's see what's going on with Phil's channel today, and found the highlight video. Everyone else didn't know it existed because it didn't publish to your inboxes. If you're a subscriber, no one got to see it. So all the effort I put in last night to do this nice edited video that I thought was pretty well done and funny because it has good gameplay elements and everything, you know, no one saw it. And of course, now you get a fucking troll on the video. Yeah, you only got 100 views in 6 hours. Yeah, because it didn't publish. No one knows it exists. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to show you that particular video, is because I did put effort into it. And obviously I want people to check this out, but no one saw it. All right. And the thing is, I'm going to try to do this kind of highlight pretty much every day if I can. All right. If I can. I'm not necessarily 100% going to do a highlight every day, But if there's something notable that happened, if there's something interesting that happened in gameplay or on the podcast, I want to make that highlight for you because I want people to check out the highlights. It was working. Let me tell you, this system of doing highlights was working all throughout August, September, October. It really was. Like the highlighted videos, in a lot of cases, were getting more views than my normal uploads during the course of the day. So please check out that highlight video, and there'll be more coming. I'm going to get better at video editing the more that I, practice it. Now I'm starting to use different transitions and effects. I didn't even know that they existed. Yesterday, I'm like, wait, what's this whole menu down here? There's a million new transitions I didn't even know existed in this dang thing. So I tried some of those, and they actually looked really good. So I'm going to keep it up. And, I learned how to zoom in on certain areas. The thing is, though, I'm using the free version of digital. What is it called? Hold on. What the hell's the name of it? DaVinci Resolve. I'm using the free version of DaVinci Resolve. And because of that, it doesn't have all the features of the paid version, which sucks because you'll search, right? How do I do a zoom in and, a focus on a certain part of the screen? And it'll tell you exactly how to do it, except that feature's not in your free version. Oh. Well, that sucks. I was like, oh, this is cool. I'm going to do it. I got to do it. It's not even there. There's not even in the menu. Come to find out, you got to buy the program to get that full part. I'm like, oh, shit. So, anyway, I like getting back into video editing. I do. Like, I'm actually enjoying myself, and I'm looking forward to doing more. But that's why I want people to check out the work that I'm doing. Keep in mind, in 2016, I video edited a whole year, and I had million view videos based on that, which was amazing. But, for the effort that goes into it, I at least need a few people to check out my videos. And it sucks that this particular one, no one has checked out because it didn't publish. And so no one found it unless they were manually searching for the video themselves, they would never find it, okay? So keep your eyes peeled every day. If there's going to be a new highlight, it's going to go overnight. It usually will not be during the cluster of other videos that I upload. It'll end up being like later on at night, usually around midnight or later. That's usually when I have the daily highlights go live on the channel. And they're always in a playlist. That's DSP's stream highlights. That's what I call it, DSP stream highlights. So every day you might see a new video there. Maybe not some days, but a lot of the time I do a highlight. Like today, I don't know what I would do. Particularly, I don't think that any segment right now of this podcast is like super exciting to do a highlight on. But last time we played Stalker 2, there was certainly some funny stuff that happened. Maybe what I'll do, you know what I could do? Tonight we're playing the Marvel Collection. The last time that I played the Marvel Collection, there was an insane amount of rage quitters. So maybe now that I have the ability to video edit quickly and nicely, maybe I'll do a rage quitter montage of the pussy bitches who pulled the plug on me after I spanked them in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And then they can be immortalized in this video for being pussy bitches. I think that would be pretty entertaining, don't you? So there you go. All right. So by the way, FYI, this microphone upgrade is not the final upgrade. There's a few other things that are happening, but it's not really going to be significant stuff that I think you guys are going to see necessarily. So for example, I have a new pad that I'm going to get for this new computer desk that's going to go down on top of the desk. That's going to be like a mouse pad / pad for other stuff too. That'll be nice, but you probably will never really see it on camera, but it'll be good for me and my wrist. I've got new arms coming to try to mount my webcam and my lighting to this desk rather than have them up on these giant tripods. I feel like having them attached to the desk makes more sense because if I can get rid of all the tripods in the room, this room will be so much better and more maneuverable. I won't be tripping over stuff constantly. And that's my problem previously is that this office was so crowded with a million pieces of equipment, you can't even move around. Well, now it'll actually feel like a studio because I'll have all the professional equipment. What else do I got coming? Like I said, I have a new other wrist rests and things like that I'm testing. And I am getting a backup. Well, not really a backup. I'm getting a cheaper version of my current webcam. And you might say, wait, what? Why would you be getting another version of your current webcam? Don't you like your current webcam? I do. But since this one came out, there's been 2 other versions There's the sequel to this webcam that's more expensive, and then there's a less expensive version of this webcam. So why am I getting it? 2 reasons. Number one, when I have been doing things in Discord. So for example, when I've been doing interviews or appearing on someone's show or doing co-op gameplay like I did with the guys from Kino Casino a couple of times. Basically, when I did that, I was not able to have my own face cam on my stream, but also show up on camera for the interview or show. Like I had to choose which one I wanted to do. When I was on Kino Casino, basically I never had my own camera. It would only be showing for them, or vice versa. There was one time when it only showed for me, and then I wasn't, there on camera for them. When I'm doing the Discord interviews, sadly, Discord isn't a high quality app. I just hate to say it. I mean, everyone uses it, but dude, you can only do 720p video on Discord. You can't even do 60 frames per second. I tried to figure out how can you do it. You have to jump through so many hoops to get 1080p video and 60 frames per second on Discord. It's not even worth it. Like you have to have a server that then you have to put the server boosts into, and you have to have 7 boosts, but you can't just buy it. Can I just pay Discord to have 1080p 60 frame per second video? No, that would be too simple. That would be too professional. Instead, they want you to fuck around with server boosts that you earn somehow by subscribing to this or that. None of it makes any sense. It's not user-friendly. Again, book smart, street smart. Bunch of nerds programming think this is a good idea. Actual people using the program saying, what the fuck is wrong with these nerds? Every single piece of tech that I use, it's the same situation. And no, you don't literally just need Nitro, because I have Nitro and I still don't have 1080p 60 frame video. I don't. That's a complete lie. Anyway, so what I'd like to do moving forward, if and when I'm going to be doing something else with Discord or any kind of an interview, all right, I would like to have one webcam to broadcast me to whatever the app is. So for example, if I'm using Discord, one webcam will be on broadcasting me to Discord at whatever quality they allow. The other webcam, I could then set up right next to it, and that webcam could be for my actual full quality video for my own stream. So I can actually have me 1080p 60 frames here, but then next to me, I could screen capture from Discord, whatever the quality is of the person I'm talking to through Discord, and have them on the show. You see, that way I won't have any issues. So I'm getting a backup webcam for that. Now I'm getting the simpler version. The version of the webcam that I have right now, which is the Insta360 Link, is the AI-powered webcam that has the gyroscopic motion that follows you around the room. The gimbal, I think they call it, or whatever. I don't need that, okay? I don't need it at all. There's no reason I need my camera to follow me around the room with AI. In fact, I turn it off at every opportunity that I can because it's very frustrating when it turns on and then it's following me all around and it screws everything up, okay? So, this backup camera doesn't have the gimbal and doesn't have the AI. It does actually pan a little bit with its own camera, but it doesn't force you to move around. It doesn't accidentally turn on AI and follow you around. But it's exactly the same quality as my current camera. It's the same either 1080p 60 frames or 4K 30 frames. So I'm getting this as a camera that's a backup, but also that way I can do dual cams if I need to. That was definitely one of the most frustrating things of the last several months of me trying to do this new stuff and branch out, and then it's just not working. It's giving me all this frustrating, I can't do what I want to do. Okay, so I got that. It's just odds and ends at this point. Basically what I'm trying to do is get all the upgrades purchased and in by the end of the year, because it's all year-end stuff. It's going to be, tax write-offs and stuff for 2024. My goal is when we hit 2025 next week, I'm done. I've done all the upgrades I wanted to do. We are set to go, and we are good to go for the year. I want to hit the content without having to interrupt for this upgrade or do this upgrade or do this messed up thing or do that messed up thing. I just want to move forward with it positively. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal. So I hope that you guys are liking all the upgrades. I hope that you're seeing all the changes that I'm making. My apologies that we've had so many tech upgrades and issues and things in the last month. I mean, literally every day there's been something new, has there not? Every single day. It's like this and this and this, right? So there you go. All right. So let's do a couple quick shout outs, shall we? And then what we'll do is we'll talk about the schedule for the week. We'll talk about stuff because I see some people are coming in and asking about stuff. We'll get to it, okay? So, Hypnotic Jinx, it's the first time I've seen you in a while. Welcome back. Hypnotic Jinx just upped their Ultra membership. And according to YouTube, it's legit a re-upping of an Ultra membership. Now, last I checked, I think my Ultra memberships are $20, right? And I think that I get like 15 of that. So that's actually our first legit contribution of the day. It's good to see you, Hypnotic Jinx. How are you? Happy holidays, by the way. I hope that you had a good Christmas. I know you haven't been around for a while. So thanks for swinging by, and thanks for upping your membership at the Ultra level. So Hypnotic Jinx asks, what's the streak at? There is no streak. You haven't been around for a while. We don't do a streak anymore. What we do, we've redone all of the goals on the streams. So now that they're very different, here's how it works. On any given stream, I have a goal of $150 of contributions from all directions. All right, whether it's super chats and super stickers, or memberships or gifted memberships on YouTube, all that counts. I'm now co-streaming over on Kick, and so people who are subs or gifted subs over on Kick, that counts. And tips, because tips are third party through PayPal, that counts too. If we hit a goal of $150 on a particular stream, we add 1 to our goals hit counter. Every 10 that we hit, I do a special event, a DSP tries it. Then we're going to have special milestones. Like, for example, once we hit 50, when we hit 50 goals hit, we're going to be bringing back a special themed marathon event. Whether it's a Rageathon, whether it's an Indies marathon or something, we're going to figure out, and the viewers are going to have the ability to mold that. We'll have like a thread open where people will nominate what they want to see and stuff like that. That's going to be exciting. Okay. Now, when we hit 100 goals hit, which is going to take a month or two, we're going to do a special Viewers' Choice Returns event. We haven't done a Viewers' Choice event in a long time. And we've done many playthroughs of Viewers' Choice in the past, including things like Danganronpa, Yakuza, Persona, Skyrim, Fallout, Sonic 06, just to name a few. There's been some crazy, interesting Viewers' Choice playthroughs over the years. So that's going to be great to do as a big, high-level goal. So that's how it's working. There's no streak. It's goals hit. And the good news here is if we don't hit the streak on a certain day, let's say today on this stream we don't hit $150 in support, it doesn't end anything. It doesn't reset. It just means that hitting those reward tiers will take a little bit longer. So, good to hear. Hypnotic Jinx says, long time no see. I've been super busy. I sold one of my startups this year, looking very nice. Awesome to hear. As you can see, yeah, I've been pretty busy this year too. This year has been a year of rebirth and growth and change and upgrades and everything for me. For the first time in 100 years, I'm modern. I have a dual PC setup, one for gaming, one for capture streaming, all high end. I've got better visuals, better quality sound, better quality, videos and streams. I'm a PC gamer now, which is amazing. I'm mouse and keyboard gaming. I just adopted in the last week. And all these improvements and upgrades. It's been a year of growth and change here for sure. And I'm very happy. Like, I'm so happy I finally got to do it. How many years did I say I wanted to do it? I wanted to do it. And then this year I finally did it. Very excellent. Which is what I'm telling everyone here. That's why every day we got a new microphone. We got to do this. Because I'm trying to get it all in for the end of the year. Once January hits next week, I want to be 100% full speed ahead, going strong, making content, and not having to worry about, oh, got to stop to do this and do this. So, Thank you. Jinx says, yes, I saw the stream is looking amazing. I see lots of upgrades, and upgrades look very nice. Cool. All right. So, speaking of which, everyone, please support the stream today. Let's hit the goal. We actually did hit it last night, which was excellent during Indiana Jones. So, we added another. As you can see, we're only 3 away from doing DSP Tries It. If we hit the goals today, that means only one more stream, probably Sunday, and then we're going to do DSP Tries It. Now, remember the other thing. With this new system in place, and this is why this system is so good, if we have a really well-supported stream, we can hit multiple goals and add more than 1 to this total. So if we hit 150, we'll add 1. It'll be 28. But if we hit 300, then we add 2, and it's 29. And we get the goal, the goal reward sooner. So the more the better. Thank you, guys. Please support the stream. What I would say is today is essentially the last day over on Kick. If you guys are watching me on Kick and you want to support, Today's the last day of the month because Kick cuts it off around the 27th, 28th of each month. And then what happens is that any extra days at the end of the month, usually they count towards the next month. So any subs or gifted subs that I get on Kick today would help me tremendously. I'm literally going to get paid for those next week. So if you're on Kick, please support the stream. A great way would be to give some subs to your fellow viewer. We did sadly have a big drop off in subs recently over on Kick. You know, at one point I had over like 600. Now we're down to under 400. So gifting some subs on Kick today would be a great way to help out the content if you could. Okay? Right now, thank you, Hypnotic Jinx, for re-upping your Ultra membership. You're the first contributor of the day. Okay. Let's see here. Beaver Bother, the $1.50 says, your setup is ridiculous now. Looks like you're behind the DJ deck of a school disco or something. Well, DJ Phil is about to spin. Let's get some Cardi B going. Let's get some, who's the hot new one? Lil Weezy or some shit? Let's fucking spin some records. Wiki. Anyway, thank you, Beaver Bother, for the first tip of the day, $1.50. Yes, simply because I have a good mic now that looks professional. I look like a DJ now. DJ Phil. King Michael, how are you today? Good to see you. All right, so let's get that on the leaderboard. Crap, I keep this keyboard. I did it again. I cannot type on this keyboard. This keyboard is the small one. And I literally can't type well. I cannot get my finger on the home row keys on this keyboard because it's a small keyboard. It's like the smallest one I've ever owned. It's like really tiny. And I can't get my finger on the home row. Every time I try, I miss. I screw it up every single day. Okay, so thank you, Beaver Bother. All right, well, guys, let's get some support going. Right? Let's get some stuff going on either side, on Kick and on YouTube. Let's get some support rolling in here. What I'd like to just briefly do is talk about the schedule for the coming week, and then let's just chill. Like, for the rest of the day, like, does the microphone sound good? I hope so. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Please let me know if you want me to adjust it. Do you think it should be closer? Do you think it sounds good where it is? I think it looks good there at that angle. The only bummer is it's blocking the tree, but what are you going to do? So what I mean, like, there's no real ideal of what you can do with a boom mic. Like, it has to be on camera somewhere. You know what I mean? Like, the best, I guess the one thing I could try to do, let me just look at this for a second. I could try to have it completely above me and then angle it down like this. Look at that. Now, it's completely above me. But now, does it sound as good? I don't know. Let me take a look. How does it actually looking in the sound meter? Oh, it looks fine. It actually looks exactly the same. Is it recording just as well? Now it's literally above my head, like floating. So now it's not in the shot at all. And it's still working. See what I mean about new mic tech? This mic, as long as it's pointing at your mouth, picks it up like perfectly. So I could have it above my head and it still sounds good. Now it's nowhere in the shot anywhere. Look at that. That's pretty dang cool, huh? And again, for gaming, it's just going to be right over here, and I can angle it up above me like here. It's going to be fine. Like, this is going to be great for the gaming aspect as well. So I think this is going to work out well, hopefully. But that's another thing, too. I have a different boom mic arm coming today that is a 3-piece. This one's a 2-piece arm. It's like 1 piece going up and 1 piece that goes out. There's a 3-piece that you can maneuver even more. Maybe I'll actually be able to get the microphone directly above my head, in which case it would never even be like on camera. You know, and I got to see how big this one is coming today. So, okay. It looks like it looks like Barry's dong is flopping out. You see this. You see a microphone. And the first thing you think about is a dong flopping out. I think perhaps you should seek some help. Go talk to a professional about that. Maybe a psychiatrist or psychologist or whatever, because I get them confused. Someone might be able to help you with that problem. Because I'm pretty sure the first thing that I think of when I see a professional mic is not a dong coming at me. Okay? Good Lord. All right. The Villain, thank you for 43 months as a member, as a super supporter, by the way. Shout out to you. Thank you for your ongoing support of the channel. Okay. All right. I have a mechanical keyboard over there. It's a clicky style mechanical keyboard. I have one over there. I like it for typing. I don't like it for gaming. Like I like, actually, I do like this keyboard a lot. This is what I'm using for gaming right now. This Logitech keyboard. I really like this for playing Call of Duty. Now, today I'm going to use it for Stalker. I'm also going to use it for Marvel Rivals on Sunday. But I'm actually really liking this keyboard. I forget what it's called. I think it's called Tactile. Because there's 3 kinds of buttons now. There's clicky, tactile, and there's another kind too. And basically, clicky is like full click. Tactile is this one where it's like half and half. You get it click, but it's not all the way. And then there's one that's like you don't feel anything. It's like super soft. I like this one that's in the middle. The one over there, the clicking style, I like for typing, but I don't really like it for gaming. So, this is mechanical too? They're all mechanical, right? Yeah. I looked into this because I was looking at keyboards and stuff. Like, that clicky style is the first one I bought. It looks nice, but linear is the third type. Linear, that's like the mushy keys, right? And yes, this is a Logitech Lightspeed. This is great for gaming. It's 1 millisecond wireless. It's the best wireless in the industry right now, I guess, from what I'm to understand. So it's supposed to be insanely good for gaming, and that's what I'm using for my keyboard and mouse gaming right now. I probably will. Indrid Step on Me, what a name, says you should probably take some pictures and put them on the internet once your setup's done. Once it's done, I probably will. It's not done yet. Like, I'm still improving. I'm going to have more. Like I said, I'm going to try to get rid of these tripods. Once I have, like, the final form, I'll probably take pictures and share with you guys. Because we're almost there. Okay. All right. Let's talk about the schedule. All right, for this week. So today, we're going to have 2 different kinds of games for sure. First stream, it is Stalker 2. And we're continuing on where we left off last week. If you remember, we had some story progress, and I believe we're heading into yet another new part of the map for the story. We'll see how that goes. Now playing on keyboard and mouse, I'm hoping maybe the game will be a little bit easier to control because I was having some frustrations basically trying to kill certain enemies and the like. Like, I was having a hard time hitting certain areas that it looks like if you get a headshot, they die instantly. Otherwise, they're like bullet sponges. So maybe I'll be able to get headshots more easily now with keyboard and mouse. Probably I will. So we'll see how that goes today. The only bummer, I have to relearn how to do everything in this game because it's all mapped differently. You know, I know the mapping's on the D-pad, but I'm not using the D-pad anymore. So now I got to figure out, how do you eat food? How do you use the bandage? Maybe it's all hotkeyed to numbers. That's what I'm thinking. Probably it'll be all hotkeyed to numbers, which is easier. I just got to learn what the numbers are, right? Oops. I accidentally hit spacebar and played the video. So, hopefully, that'll be an easy learn, all right? And hopefully we'll be able to adjust on the fly, and I'll play better. Now, tonight on the late stream, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, it will be Friday Night Fights returning for the first time in ages, and we're going to try the Marvel vs. Capcom collection. It's actually called, the Marvel... what's it called? It has the weirdest name. Because, oh, by the way, I just accidentally clicked my mic. Sorry about that. I fixed it. It should just be called the Marvel vs. Capcom collection, but instead they ended up calling it the... What is it? Marvel... What the fuck is it called? Hold on. Where the fuck is the name of it? The Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Oh, that's so easy to remember. So anyway, we're going to try that tonight. Now, every time I play it, I kick everyone's ass. Like, no exaggeration, there hasn't been a single time I haven't played this and pretty much dominated everyone. There's been, like, maybe less than 10 people in the entire game who've hung with me, and a few that whip my ass, admittedly. But for the most part, I dominate every single time I play it. So we'll see tonight how it goes. The only problem is, it is a rage quitter's fantasy. And what I mean by that is, the game has 0 penalties for rage quitting. So the last time I played it, I literally whooped everyone's butt, even people that were ranked like Grandmaster and had like 3 times more ranking points than I did. And then they just pulled the plug. So they lost no points. I gained no points. It didn't affect anything. It's like, well, what's the point of the game then? And the answer is there is none. It's another low effort to no effort collection from Capcom. They don't give a shit about it being taken seriously. They just want your money. So that's sad because I thought, oh, maybe this game would actually be like the revival of the Versus series. And in reality, it's anything but. It can't be taken seriously because people just cheat nonstop. So with that being said, which is unfortunate, you know, we'll play tonight. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well and we'll get good matches. And if not, maybe that's the end of the collection. The thing is, the collection did get a surge in interest because it had a physical release and a lot more people bought it. And now that Marvel Rivals is out, a lot of people are interested in Marvel again. And some people have bought the collection to play it as well. So let's see what happens. Okay, but tonight, hopefully you guys will join me for fighting game fun. It should be a good time. And if it's the last time we play the collection, so be it. We'll go play Street Fighter. In fact, I think I already have a stream of Street Fighter 6 scheduled for next week. We'll get back into the swing of things with fighting games. Now, playing at 1440p and everything with my better setup, fighting games should look even better than ever. Okay, so that's today. It's Stalker 2 and Friday Night Fights, the Marvel Collection. I'm off from streaming tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day to run around and do, you know, whatchamacallit, errands, you know, grocery shopping, etc., etc. So that's going to be tomorrow. I'm not here. When I come back on Sunday, it's Marvel Rivals on the first stream, and I'm very excited to play Marvel Rivals with my new keyboard mouse setup. I hope that it works well, and it's going to be a very exciting session where I'll hopefully play better. My issue with Marvel Rivals is I've had a lot of time, or a hard time, hitting accurate shots. So now, hopefully, I'll be able to hit those accurate shots a lot more easily and play better. So that's going to be the main stream on Sunday. Sunday night will be the return of Microsoft Flight Simulator, where we'll fly all around the world, and you guys will pick where we go. Based on the biggest contributors, we'll get to basically buy plane tickets, right? That'll be fun. And then on Monday, we're going to alternate. Basically, this week is all gaming, okay? We're not going to interrupt it with anything. It's literally going to be all gaming all week long. And we're going to try to focus on making progress in the narrative-based games. So Monday is Indiana Jones and the Great Circle on the first stream. We're going to hopefully wrap up Egypt and move on to the next area. And then it's going to be Call of Duty Black Ops 6 on the late stream. And then on Tuesday, Stalker 2 again. And Tuesday night, Street Fighter 6 will return. And that's the goal, is to try to kind of alternate between Indiana Jones and Stalker to get big progress in those games this week, while also having some Marvel Rivals. But then at night, having these different kinds of chill streams, whether it's Flight Sim, whether it's a Street Fighter stream, and the like. So that's what we're doing all week. It's going to be gameplay all week long. Okay, everybody? Cool. Now, you might say, well, Phil, what about your year-end series? Well, I announced this yesterday. The year-end series will take place the second full week of January. So that's going to be the week of January 5th through 10th. That is when I'm going to actually do my year-end series, okay? Reason being, I want to settle into my new setup and have everything working perfectly so there's no issues and we can just focus on the series rather than, oh, I fucked this up, and now I wanted to do my year-end series tonight, but I can't because this technical thing isn't working. We're almost there. Like, we're right at the edge of having everything work. All right, so very soon, the year-end series, that first full week of January. Okay? Cool. Let's do some shout-outs. So, we start off with an incredibly generous... Hold on. An incredibly generous $100 tip from Jinx. Thank you, Jinx, so very much for an incredibly generous contribution. He's got a big message as well, but let's go ahead and play that animation. And let me go ahead and do my celebratory dance during that animation as well. Jinx is here, supporting the streams. I'm going to dance because I'm happy, you know what I mean. Hey, thank you, Jinx, so very much. Let's get you on the leaderboard, and then let's see what you have to say. Hello, Jasper. Jasper's in the house. What's going on, Jasper Kitty? All right. So, here we go. Jinx says the following. Happy holidays and soon to be happy new year. Shout out to you, DSP. Keeping it real since the start. I hope everyone has had a safe and fun Christmas. He says the startup I sold was a business opportunity that I emailed you a while back about. Maybe we can work together in the future. Oh, I don't even know what you're talking about. Just being honest, Jinx, I know you've been around for many years, and I don't recall right now. This year has been crazy for me. I know you haven't been around in a while. So this year, I got a lot of extra popularity from associating with some different people on the internet. I actually squashed my beef with several people, including Keemstar, who was on my show. And it was pretty nuts. For a few months there, I had a big boost of popularity and views. And now things have kind of calmed down and settled down from that, which I'm fine with. And now I'm here with my core audience having a great time with a newly upgraded setup that I can afford and everything. It's been great. So thank you so much, Jinx. Very appreciative of that. Appreciate you. Good to see you. And always feel free to email me about any kind of opportunities. I don't know what you're talking about particularly because I don't remember, quite frankly. So there, but I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Really am. I'm very glad to hear that you're doing well. Cool. All right. All right. I also, Jasper, don't drink. You just drink my seltzer. You just lick my seltzer water, Jasper. Did you seriously? I think he did. Get your face out of my seltzer water, Jasper Kitty. You nut. How dare you drink my seltzer water? Right on stream, too. Oh, God. Now there's insane amounts of cat hair on my laptop. You're shedding like crazy, buddy. We got to give you a brushing later. Oh, man. There's a ton of cat hair. How are you shedding that much? Oh. Ay. Take a look here. Oh, he doesn't have a water bowl. He has 2 running fountains. Trust me, he has enough water. He has fresh water. Just he wants to drink whatever I'm drinking. I think it looks fine. I don't see any hair or anything in it, so I'm going to drink it. Okay. Thank you, Jinx, for the very generous contribution. I've also received a $1 tip. And this is just a troll, so I'm just going to ignore him. He's an idiot. Okay. Alrighty, guys. So that's what I've got for today. Okay, I don't really have much else to talk about going on. I hope that this mic test is going well. I mean, look how cool this is that this particular mic can hang at an angle and point down, and it's working just as well. The other mic couldn't do that. The other mic, again, it was a weird mic. You had to angle it and talk into it. This one's angled. You just point it at your head, and basically it picks up the sound perfectly. So I'm glad that this is working, and now we can do more with the mic than we've ever done before. So that's cool. All right, so that's what I've got. Now, let's open up to some Q&A. Let's see what you guys want to talk about today. Please tag me in the chat, and we'll have a little bit of back and forth before we get set up for Stalker 2 continuing today. And by the way, stands to reason, obviously, guys, as you can see, we've got a very, very large amount of contributions to start the show. All right, let's hit that 150 on the stream today. Let's get that goal counting towards our goals, right? Let's get it going. Do I get to write 100% off for tax? No, James. For what I'm going to understand, again, I'm not a tax guy. I really don't know. This is me talking out of my butt, and this is very general understanding. When you spend money on things for a business, all right, you account for all of it. You got to keep your receipts. You've got to do all this stuff. And then you basically have to account for all the different costs of your business each and every month. And when you buy something that's a physical investment for your business, like all this equipment I'm buying, okay, I basically put it all into a spreadsheet and I send it to my tax people. And I say, hey, during this month, I spent this. During this month, I spent this, okay? They figure it out. I don't know if it's like, okay, 100% of what you spent is a tax write-off. If 10% of what you spent is a tax write-off. If 50% of what you spent is a tax write-off. I just know that it's a tax write-off in some way, okay? That's all I know. So basically, all these upgrades I'm doing will be some tax write-off in some form, As long as I get it in by the end of the year, it'll count for 2024. If I wait till January, well, that's not going to affect me till 2025 taxes, which is another year down the road. So I want to get it all in now. So this way, overall for 2024, I'll owe less tax to the government. Now, how much less? I have no clue. I'm not going to talk about that because literally every word out of my mouth is well documented by my haters and idiotic trolls who then literally do insane obsessive things. Like, you have no idea how many people have threatened that they're going to get the IRS to get at me because I said this on a stream. It's like, dude, I'm not a tax authority. Like, I never was. I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I don't file my own taxes. I pay big money to have tax people who know what they're doing take all the information that I gather for them and I give it to them and they do the taxes, not me. So just because I said something on a stream doesn't necessarily mean that I know exactly what I'm talking about or that it's 100% accurate. That's why I pay professionals to do it. And I pay top dollar. It's very expensive to have professional people do your taxes. But it's worth it because I always know that my taxes are being done properly. You know? But God forbid I say something. Imagine if right now I said on stream 100% matter-of-factly believing, oh yes, every single dollar that I'm spending on the business is 100% a tax write-off, and therefore I will directly do this or that based on it. Shit. They will literally record that and lie and try to get me in trouble for it, even though I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm just a dunce. I'm a dunce who pays someone to do his taxes, right? Like, just like everyone else, you're running a business. That doesn't mean I need to be a tax professional and understand how it all works. I just got to get the data. That's my job, is to accurately get data together and give it to the professionals. That's my job. And boy, that's why it takes me so long to do taxes. That's why every year I take like maybe 2-3 nights off to put all that data together to send it to them because there's a ton of data that I got to do, Okay. Brandon just did a $5 super chat. Why do some people dislike you when you're pretty funny? I would say ask them, except you're going to find that if you ask them, they're all going to give you crazy unhinged reasons that don't make any sense unless they give you some kind of deep lore that they will then expect you to believe every single word of. And then they'll probably link you to 7,000 detractor videos that are just unhinged, very skewed, out of context, one-sided bullshit arguments. So, I mean, it's literally, to get that answer, you have to go down such a rabbit hole of like mentally stunted people making content on the internet that I wouldn't even recommend it. If you like the content and you're enjoying, just hang out and don't pay any attention to any of the white noise from those idiots. As you can see, if you're just here hanging out with me every day, it's fun. Really, we just sit here and we have a good time. We don't pay any attention to their bullshit, and that's the best. Okay. What the? Whoa. Touchpad's whacking out. Jinx is asking, how is Stalker going? I thought about getting it, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It's a wonky game, man. It's very wonky. It's very difficult. It's like Fallout, but without any of the conveniences of Fallout. So it's like Fallout, but there's no VATS. And everything hits you for like 90% damage, and you have to constantly be pumping, healing, and bandages to stay alive. Enemies are literally invisible out of nowhere, shooting you from 1,000 feet away, yet you can't hit them, but they can accurately hit you with a shotgun across an entire football field. It's pretty unpolished, but it's functional. There's a lot of content. The graphics are actually quite good on PC. So it's kind of like a trade-off. It's like if you can put up with a game that definitely feels like it's from a very small team, you're probably going to like it. But a lot of people prefer a more polished experience. That's the opposite of Stalker 2, basically. Like, completely unpolished game. What's the new mic? It is. Genesis Gaming is asking, what's the new mic? The Shure MV7 Plus podcast microphone. Basically designed for someone like me. It's not designed for a crooner who needs to have the inflections of their voice perfected for singing or voice acting, but for someone like me who's talking on a podcast, who's doing commentary on a game, that's exactly what the mic was designed for. And as you can see, it's working very well. Even up way above me here, it's picking up the voice nicely. I think AMS. Is it AMS? What is going on with my touchpad today? My touchpad doesn't seem to want to work. AMS is saying, since January looks empty for releases, would I go play games on the Switch like Thousand Year Door or Luigi's Mansion 2? No, it seems like the desire is more for games such as doing actually finally a playthrough of Dino Crisis, which people have wanted for years and years and years and was never really viable. And now that it's on PS5 Pro with instant saving whenever you want, now it looks viable. So I'll probably play Dino Crisis. And then I'm thinking about doing a FromSoft playthrough, like going back to the original trilogy of FromSoft, Dark Souls games and playing them on PC, highest frame rate, best graphics possible, possibly with mods to make them exciting. Okay? Oh, my nose. What is my favorite dinosaur? The Triceratops. And always has been. I love the Triceratops. Ooh. Oh, let's see here. I received a $5 tip. Someone says, is there a name? No name. With today's state of gaming and all these lackluster releases, hold on, let me play your animation and continue your message. For now, 126 of support. Thank you all. Okay, so who do you think has been the most consistent developer of the last 5 years? Mine's Obsidian. Their output is consistent and they handle multiple IPs. Why can they do it but others can't? Now, Obsidian, hold on. Obsidian did The Outer Worlds. That was a pretty solid outing, I would argue. The only thing I didn't really like is that the combat was too easy and kind of repetitive. But the world design, the actual world building, the narrative, the dialogue, all those elements, like the RPG elements were sound. It was just the combat that was a little boring. But outside of that, Obsidian hasn't put out anything. They're about to put out Avowed, but they haven't as of yet, right? So I don't know how you could argue that. Like, they haven't really done much else. I would say definitely one of the most solid game developers of the modern era is Capcom. Okay, Capcom in the last 5 years has pumped out multiple great Monster Hunter games, revitalized Street Fighter with Street Fighter 6. Resident Evil is doing incredibly well, not only with the regular numbered releases of 7 and 8, but also with the re-releases of the classics redone for a modern, audience. So I would say Capcom right now is doing quite well for themselves. They rebounded, because remember, about a decade ago, they were having a ton of issues with where their franchises had gone. Resident Evil was playing nothing like survival horror. Everyone hated it. Street Fighter V, one of the most lackluster, worst fighting game launches of all time, right? People were looking around for their other franchise. Where are they? Where's the great games? Now, people are kind of seeing Capcom at the top of the pile again, right? So I would say Capcom for sure would probably be the one that comes to mind for me. All right. By the way, guys, again, I'm just going to say it again. Over on Kick, today is essentially my last day of the month for Kick. So, if you guys have enjoyed my content this month, please support it. All right, if you can. All right, I've been, some subs or gifted subs over there would be great for the month end. It would help me a ton because, again, I'm going to get paid on Kick next week. And this week, I got almost nothing. I had like one person who gifted a few and a few re-ups, and that's it. And that's Christmas week. So let's get some stuff going over on Kick, my friends. All right, let's get some subs. No Sleeper Vibes, instead of just asking me that, why don't you watch my footage? He's like, so what are your best characters in Marvel Rivals? You realize that I've been playing it once a week. I've been doing great streams of it. And, there's been hit or miss characters. The last stream was the strongest characters I've used, like Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch. Venom was really good, but watch the content. Then you'll know. Okay. What else is going on? What's on everyone's mind today? It sucks. Like a lot of the stuff that's getting delivered today isn't coming till later. I keep checking, and it's like at first it said a lot of this stuff that was coming today was coming earlier, and now they updated it, and now it's not coming till later. It might not even come till tonight, which sucks. I would have liked to have some of it set up tonight for the late stream, but it looks like I won't have any of it. I wanted to try this new arm, this new boom mic arm, and see if it's better than this one. I wanted to try some of these clamps, and I'm not going to have any of them. Oh well. They're all going to come late. Brandon has done another super chat. Thank you so much. Another $5 super chat from Brandon. And he says, have you tried Spider-Man and Marvel Rivals? He's really fun. I tried him in the beta. And in the beta, he was incredibly fast. Like, I think his advantage was zipping in, hitting a few times, and then turning around and zipping the hell out of there. Because, you know, he's weak. He doesn't have a lot of health. But the whole point is he's so fast, he's hard to hit. You get in there, you know, wail on you for a second, stun everyone, and then get the hell out again. And you're like, what the hell just happened? Like a whirlwind coming in, right? He's very hard to target. Lexamar says, today I rewatched your stream where you cleaned the closet behind you and you said you may do more if you feel safe enough. Do you feel safe that now that things are going so well? Basically, essentially, what I was talking about when we did that 2.5 years ago, we cleaned out this closet, okay? The reason we did it is because there was a big drought of content during the summertime, and this closet was so over flooded with crap that basically I couldn't even do anything with it, okay? So I did a big closet clean out. I threw out a lot of stuff. I reorganized the closet. And, you know, it was really good. But now it's been 2.5 years, and I'll be honest, that closet is a mess again. There's bags, there's boxes, all the shit that I just bought in the last 6 months, you know, to improve my setup. There's a ton of bags and shit in there. It's just a big mess, okay? So, absolutely, I could do a second closet clean out at some point to help clean it out. I don't think we're going to be doing it anytime soon. The other thing that I had said when I did it, I said, oh, I have a closet across the hallway, right? That also is full of junk, and maybe I could do a closet clean out of that. I already have. Like, my wife and I are trying to make that room, you know, usable again, and we've been working slowly to do that. We already cleaned out that closet, and so all we really found in there was some old DVDs and stuff that we don't watch that we got rid of. Some old broken things, you know, things from around the house, a bunch of bedspreads. Nothing super interesting that you guys would have really cared about. Okay. Hold on. Mike tipped another $1. He says, I forgot to put my name. Obsidian put out Grounded and Pentiment, which I know are all different. I've enjoyed their quality and output. I had no idea that they did either of those. So, all right, fair enough. Grounded I played just a little bit of, but I actually really liked it when I played it. I just never got around to getting back to it. Pentiment, I did not play, but I know for a fact a lot of people liked it. It had a pretty good following a couple years back, right? 2 or 3 years back. So, fair enough. All right. Thank you. I did not know that, Mike. Thank you for the tip and for the clarification. Okay. Yes, Jinx, the vest and hat are gone. We got rid of those this year. Reason being, couple reasons, okay? Number one, the whole idea of the vest or the hat, it's still, you know, that was for like a streak going, right? And we don't do the streak anymore, so it doesn't really make sense to be doing that. Number two, I now dress more professionally. You know, I'm wearing better clothes. I'm wearing things that, like, for example, today I could probably put on a vest, but a lot of days I'm wearing a sweater or whatever. I'm not going to put a vest on over a sweater and be sweating, you know. I don't really do that kind of gimmick stuff anymore. And that's the good thing. Like, I don't have to. Like, I still get the support. People love the content. They just like hanging out. They don't care about me dressing up foolishly. The thing is, every once in a while, I'll still do it. Like, for example, I'm playing Flight Sim, and I'll put on my hat that looks like a pilot's hat. You know, we're playing Indiana Jones, and every once in a while, I'll still put on my cowboy hat or whatever. But for the most part, I don't really think we need it. Whenever I lean forward, I start cutting out. Well, it's because it's pointing right. It's literally right now pointing at my mouth. So if I were to angle it like this and angle it down a little more, now I could probably lean forward a little bit. Here I am, and now it sounds the same. See that? It's all about the angles with this mic. I have to learn the angles. And it'll take a while. It'll take a while for us to find the optimal spots, right? It will. Like when I'm doing this show, I probably want the mic up here. That way it's off camera, right? Now when I game, guess what? Well, now it's up here, but it's not pointed at me as well anymore. So maybe now I need to like turn the mic arm a little bit more this way, have it angled a little bit, maybe push it back. That's probably what I'll do. I'll push it back and have it pointing at me from the side. So that way it's not in front of me, but it's right here. That's probably what I'll do. But yeah, to get back to Jinx, yeah, we totally got rid of the accessories like the vest, the hat, the glasses. It became very intrusive. A lot of people were again, oh, is he gonna hit the vest goal? Is he gonna do this? Like, I don't care about the vest. You know, I don't care about it at all. Like, I just want to have a good stream. I just want to be able to relax and, you know, not play dress up for people every day. And let's be honest, the trolls always making a field day about it and shit like that. I'm very glad we phased that stuff out this year. I still have it. If there's a special occasion, there's a reason to wear a hat or a vest or put on the gunner glasses, I very well could do so. I literally still have it right here. At any point, I could do it. But, you know, now it's just not a necessity anymore. It's not anything people are freaking out about, which is great. Yeah, I definitely would like to play Fallout London, Lucido. We have it. It works. I tested it for what, like an hour or two back in the summer, but then we never got back to it. But that would be something I'd be interested in at some point. Fallout London. Sticking it to the trolls. Yeah, here's the thing. Like, I haven't paid attention to the trolls in a while now. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't care. I pay no attention to anything that they're saying or doing anymore. I just don't think it's worthwhile to waste time on their bullshit. I'm absolutely sure that every single day they're talking negatively about me. Like, one of them was contacting me during, like, Christmas and shit. It's like, what? Like, you really have so little of a life? You're like, you're trying to troll me on Christmas Day when I'm not even on the internet? Like, I literally am spending time with my family. Yeah. You know, that's what losers they are. So I don't care. I don't pay any attention to their crap. Yeah, and that's a good thing. Just living life to the best I can and enjoying the content I'm putting out and the big improvements to everything we're doing and, you know, ignoring their bullshit. Brandon did a $2 super chat and asked, will I get PSVR 2? No. I had PSVR 1. I experimented fully with PSVR 1. Played a whole bunch of games on it. Dropped a whole lot of money on it. And essentially, at first, I liked it. I always tell this story because, you know, it's an interesting one from 2016. At first, I liked it. I thought, oh, this is neat. This is kind of very different. This is not anything that I've ever experienced before. And you play games like Job Simulator, the Batman VR game. What was it? Until Dawn, like Baked in Blood or whatever the hell it was, you know. And there's scary jump scare stuff. There was under the sea. There's creatures around you. It's neat. And then after you do it for like a month or two, basically you're used to it and the gimmick wears off. And once the gimmick has worn off, it's just not interesting anymore. Like, I don't want to wear this thing on my head. That's going to make me sweat and it makes me uncomfortable. Some of the games I got sick to my stomach playing. Like, do I ever want to get sick to my stomach playing a video game? No, it's just not worth it. It's supposed to be entertainment, not me barfing. So basically, after having played it for like 2-3 months, the gimmick wore off. The last game I ever played on VR was Resident Evil 7, and I remember I had played through the base game and loved it. And then I played it in VR. And I was like, this isn't bad. It actually head tracked. When you were turning, you could actually aim at enemies by looking at them. But outside of that, I didn't really see much of an advantage or a difference. It seemed pretty much dead on the same game. And I was like, I don't get it then. So after that, I just stopped using it. And then the funny part was, ever since then, there literally was not a single game that ever anyone asked me to play on PSVR ever again. So I bought it for literally to use for 2.5 months and then never, ever touched it. So it was a complete waste after that. Now, since then, of course, it's been 8 years. VR has definitely advanced. Now, I've heard the headsets are so much better. They're not giant, clunky, heavy things that make your head sweat anymore. A lot of them are a lot more, lightweight, easy to use. And that's all well and good. But every time I ask, well, what game should I play? What's the killer app? Here's what you hear. Half-Life Alyx. And then you'll hear a bunch of games you never heard of before. Well, are any of those games must-play games? Are any of these games killer apps? Or any of these games things that I, if I miss out on, that I feel like I'm missing something essential in the gaming industry? No. So then why does VR exist? Like, what's the point? If there's not a single experience in there to play and say, wow, this is groundbreaking, this is blowing me away, and you really missed out if you didn't play it. Isn't that the whole point? You want to play the games that are like must-play experiences. If there's zero must-play experiences, what's the point of VR? Now, the other part of this is very simple. When you have a VR headset on, right, you basically can't see anything going on around you. You're in a VR world. You can't interact with chat. You can't do shout outs. You can't update the leaderboard because you're in VR, right? So the thing is, when I played PSVR 1, I wasn't an interactive streamer. In fact, that was the time right before I became an interactive streamer. That was right before the YouTube adpocalypse. Now that I'm an interactive streamer, can you imagine me having a headset on right now and I'm just like playing a game, but I can't see anything? I don't know what's going on. I don't know, I can't talk with you guys. I can't interact. Essentially, it's like playing with my eyes closed, right? Now, I'm well aware that some people say, oh, well, don't you know that you can have your chat on screen and all that? Yeah, but it's not the same. Understand, I'm constantly on the fly talking with you guys, interacting with conversation. I'm updating the leaderboard. I'm, on the fly doing this and that. You can't do that with VR on your head. I feel like if I was going to do special VR streams where everyone knew that I was going to do them and would understand that, okay, Phil can't shout out anything during this stream. He's going to be playing for an hour straight. Then he'll talk with the audience or something. Maybe that would work. But is it worth the investment? Again, if someone could convince me that there absolutely is a game on VR that I must play, perhaps I would care. That literally hasn't happened in the 8 years since I've used VR. No one has said, Phil, you have missed out on one of the best games of the year. You really should have played so-and-so on VR, and because you didn't, you have completely, squandered your time. No one ever says that. Everyone's like, yeah, there's some games on VR, but yeah, big deal. So, which by the way, excuse me, I burped. Which by the way, is exactly what I said would happen when all this VR stuff was first becoming more mainstream. When we had the first Meta or whatever it was called, Meta Quest, when we had the PSVR 1, when we had the other one, because there's 3 of them, right? I said, this is all gimmick. I said, this might be popular, limited time. I guarantee you this is not going to last. This is something that a very small group of people, the hobbyists or whatever, will want to do. This is not going to become mainstream until it becomes inexpensive, incredibly easy to use, accessible to everyone. It's never going to be popular. To this day, the Meta Quest 3 or whatever it's called, it's cheaper, it's smaller, it's easier to use, and still no one cares. It's just not a big seller, right? Like, it's wild to me that it's supposed to be, it was going to change gaming. It didn't do shit. It hasn't changed a goddamn thing. Not a single thing in gaming has changed because of VR. What's up, Game Boy? How are you today? Any games I feel are fun and something I would enjoy, we want to see you have fun. What do you mean, Lucky Grandma? I don't know what you're talking about. Gray Matter says, Half-Life Alyx is the single game on VR worth it. Wow. So there's one VR game worth it. Big Papa Phil says, I did a realistic VR roller coaster. It had me feeling sick in my seat. I don't like VR because it messes with the senses. Well, that's right. Remember something. The reason that you get motion sick or sick with VR, here's why. So, if you have a headset on. Oh, by the way, Genesis Gaming did a super chat, and I want to figure out how much that's worth. Get it on the leaderboard accurately. But if you have a VR headset on, and let's say that headset is showing you you're on a roller coaster, right? So your visual senses are showing you something. And so you're like, "Oh, this is where I am. I'm sitting on a roller coaster. At least that's what I'm seeing, right?" But what's happening is in reality, you're sitting here, right here in a chair, and you're not feeling like you're on a roller coaster. You're not feeling that movement, the momentum. You don't feel the wind blowing on you. You feel nothing like you're on a roller coaster. You're seeing yourself on a roller coaster, but you're not feeling yourself on a roller coaster. Your mind is so intelligent. Like your mind is really, really smart. It thinks, wait a minute, you're seeing things, but you're not feeling them. You're hallucinating. Perhaps you're sick, you're poisoned. Maybe you imbibed a chemical or a toxin and you're seeing things that don't exist. Your body then makes you feel sick so that you'll barf and get the toxin out of your body. That's actually what's happening. It's a direct response to seeing things that basically aren't really there. Your body tries to kick you out of it. By doing that, it's kind of a self-preservation reflex. So, yeah, so that's why you get sick to your stomach. So basically, the better the quality of VR, the higher chance you'll get sick to your stomach. The more immersive a world looks in VR makes it that you might want to barf, right? That's pretty crazy. Genesis Gaming, so he did a $5.91 super chat, and he said, because he didn't include the message, he says, can we play around with filters to see if we can ease one of the filters to make your voice lower and bassy? It sounds really great with other people that have used this mic. I don't know what filter that would be. What do you know what filter that would be? Because I have a lot of filters on this. Let me tell you. We've got gain. That's just the overall volume level. Noise gate, noise suppression, compressor, limiter, and then we've got the NVIDIA noise and echo removal. So if you have an idea of which one of those we should mess with in order to get more bass, I'm down for it. But it wouldn't be gain because gain is simply the overall audio level. You're saying noise gate? Let's see. So noise gate has so much. Closed threshold, open threshold, attack time, hold time, release time. I don't know. I think, isn't noise gate supposed to be when you hit a certain volume, it nerfs the volume? Correct? Like you have to be a certain level of volume for it to actually record, and it has to be below a certain level of volume. If it's above it, then it stops it from recording. Correct? Crow Country was a great game, the villain. Absolutely it was. I'll be thinking about that for my year-end stuff. Lady Charisma says it's more like when you get seasick. You have to get your VR legs. I used to get sick in VR all the time. Now I don't get sick at all. Well, that's right. That's literally correct. If you can, just like anything, you can get your body to be used to it, and then it won't give you that reflex anymore. That's right. I don't think the noise gate. I don't think it's the noise gate that would be causing any issue with bass because again, noise gate. It's just simply it's measuring volume by decibels, and it's saying really low lows don't get recorded and really loud louds don't get recorded. It's basically just nerfing those. I don't think that has to do with bass levels. I don't know what the NVIDIA echo removal tool does at all. It's on, but I don't actually know what it's doing. It's just in there. I could turn it off, but I don't know what it does. It might be compressor. Compressor is ridiculous. It's got, oh God, ratio, threshold, attack, release, output gain. I don't even know what any of that means. And then we've got the limiter as well that has a threshold and a release. I have like a million things here, and I don't even know what half of them do. I would definitely like to get more bass because I think this microphone does have the capability to have more bass, but it simply might be that the mic needs to be closer to your mouth too. You know, because the closer it is to my mouth, the higher bass we're getting. And by the way, so Genesis Gaming, I forgot to put this on the leaderboard. That was $5.94 for Genesis Gaming. So that makes them the biggest super chatter of the day. 91 cents. $5.91. So now we're actually up to 139. We are almost at the goal. Folks, let's hit that goal. Let's cinch it in. We can add another to our goal counter for today. Well, guess what? I just received a $30 tip. Okay. Wow, this is a giant message. All right, so listen to this. All right. I have received a $30 tip. This person has a heartfelt message that I'd like to read. This will be our final message of the show because I got to get going so we can start with Stalker, and I got to use the bathroom too. So $30 tip received. I don't think this person put a name in there. Let's add this to the total, and let's see what they have to say first. It is official. We hit our goal. We'll do our celebration after I read this message and I respond to it because it looks like it's a pretty heartfelt message, okay? So, everyone listen up. Brother Philip, I am reaching out to you to apologize for what I've been doing. I've been involved with the detractor community for the last few months, and I've come to realize it's absolutely wrong. Shitting on a person forever because they strongly disagree with you is horribly wrong. I do not want to be a part of it anymore. I've only criticized you because I want what's best for you. Believe it or not, I've been watching your gameplay content from 2008, but never really engaged on YouTube. Every time an Assassin's Creed or Far Cry or any of my favorite games come out, I always watch your reactions. No one does it better than you, Phil. You've always outdone it. Even better than PewDiePie and Markiplier, even back then. I'm 35, by the way, but I just wanted to say I'm very sorry. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me, and God bless. You know, here's the deal. I don't hold grudges, man. I don't. I get it, and here's how I get it. When I was younger, in my 20s, I was a major troll in the Street Fighter community, right? I really was. If anyone, I am the last person on this planet to be, like, hypercritical of you because you have trolled someone. I trolled the living crap out of people in the Street Fighter community. I was an internet troll in chat rooms, on forums, everywhere, all right? Today, I look back at that time, and I very much regret the time that I used to hurt other people, but there's nothing you can do to change it, right? I appreciate your sentiment. I appreciate your notion. Thank you for the apology. I accept it, and I forgive you. I don't really care. You know, I wish more people, as they grow up and mature, would do that, because I feel like there are so many people that get hyper-focused and even, sadly, turn their online existence into this community of toxic behavior, right? These people who have formed friendships and relationships around crapping on Darkside Phil. What is wrong with you? There is seriously something wrong with you. There is no right-minded individual on this planet who would say, my pastime every day is going online and making fun of Darkside Phil. No well-adjusted individual who's happy, who's healthy, who has friends, family, a job, a career, a normal life would say this is what they want to do with their time. Because people who have a positive life don't need to go crap on others to get positivity out of life. Get it? So these people are broken, and it's sad, and I get it. All right? I totally get it. I'm sorry that you were there and in that group at some point. I hope that you're feeling better for yourself. I actually wish you the best. I hope that you're having a positive and fun life, and maybe possibly that's what pulled you out of it. And I just wish that more people would do what you have done. Look, self-assess, realize what's wrong, and address it, rather than say, I'm just going to get endlessly stuck into this and just have no morals, no values, no feeling of anything, anything as long as I get my jollies off today. And then they go through their life miserable. You know, and in reality, that's the truth, is that it's a group of very miserable people. I can't imagine what it's like to be that, because I'm not that. I'm not a miserable guy. I'm a very happy guy with my life and everything around me. I'm very grateful for what I have. I can't imagine going through life just being so angry about other people and being so upset at other people and what they're doing, you know? So thank you so much. It is absolutely official. With that contribution, we have hit today's goal. Let's make it rain here on the stream. The King's coffers have been filled for the 28th time, and that means we are only 2 goals away from an awesome DSP Tries It. We're going to try these Taco Bell nuggets that people have been asking me for a couple weeks now, plus a few other items. So, thank you all very, very much. It's because of you, because of your overwhelming support in the last several months, that I've got this awesome new setup, that all these improvements have happened, that it is possible for me to continuously be getting better every single day. Jasper Kitty opening the closet. So thank you all so very, very much. And let's keep it rolling. Remember, on a day like today, I didn't mean to hit that. On a day like today, I would like to call out the possibility, not asking for anything, but I'd like to call out the possibility that when we've already hit our goal at the very beginning of the stream, we haven't even started with gameplay yet, right? This is a possibility of a double goal day. If we hit $300 of support by the end of this stream, which is including 3 hours of Stalker gameplay, we could count another one towards this. In which case, we'd only have to hit one more, and then we're doing DSP Tries It. So we could even be doing DSP Tries It as early as Sunday. Or, I mean, now, I'm definitely not expecting this. If we triple the goal and we hit 450, we hit it now, and I will order Taco Bell, and we'll do DSP Tries It after Stalker today. Like, right on this stream. But that's a big ask. I don't think we're going to be getting a triple goal and hitting $450 on this stream today. I'm not expecting that, nor am I asking for it. I'm very grateful for what I already received. I'm just letting you know what's possible. If we do, by some freak of luck, hit 450, then I'll order Taco Bell and we'll do DSP Tries It right now on this stream. Okay? Cool. All right. So, guys, that is it for the Level 1 podcast. I hope that you feel that the mic has been successful. Again, we were messing with it a little bit. We're trying to get levels good. I think we've adjusted it a little bit. The positioning is good. We'll get better, right? Over time, we'll adjust it more. For now, I think it worked really well. Thank you so much. I do have a new boom arm mic coming, or a boom mic arm coming that may actually even position it even better. We'll see. But for now, it was a successful test. Thank you all for watching. Remember, I am not here tomorrow, but I will be here on Sunday. I wish you all the best. I wish you a happy holidays. I hope you all had a great Christmas. When I come back on Sunday, I'll get you all caught up on everything going on. We'll talk about the games for the week and the like. And we may have some improvements to the setup. So, thank you all. See you Sunday. Have a good weekend. Peace out.